My name is Karen Newell, and today we're going to be talking about animal cruelty. Have you ever been to a circus or a carnival and wonder how they train the animals to perform so well? It amazes me how you can get someone or something to do whatever you want them to do by just exerting your authority. According to Wikipedia, animal cruelty is the infliction or suffering of harm upon non-human animals for purposes other than self-defense. How much authority is too much authority? Tying up the animals outside and leaving them in extreme weather conditions, beating the animal with your hand or an object, yelling or screaming at the top of your voice at them. If you would not do this to your child, then you're exerting too much authority. If you wouldn't do this to a human being, then you're exerting too much authority. Who would want to be yelled at or screamed at or put in a bad situation? By doing this, you are being inhumane toward the animal. How would you feel if you were placed in these kind of conditions without being able to retaliate or defend yourself? Animals, in a sense, are like babies. A baby cannot defend himself against an adult, and that's the way animals are. Animals cannot always defend themselves against adults, against their attackers. According to the New York Times, the FBI found that a history of cruelty to animals is one of the traits that is regularly not shown in the computer system. It's not rarely reported. A survey of psychiatric patients who had repeatedly tortured dogs and cats found all of them had high levels of aggression towards human beings. Many people are not aware that they show signs of psychological disorders by the way they treat their animals. Animal cruelty laws are being fought for every day. Many politicians have been lobbying for stricter laws against the cruelty of animals. The primary law relating to animal care and conditions in the United States is the Animal Welfare Act of 1966. This law has been amended more than 5 times because of the excessive abuse toward animals. Many other countries have adopted strict animal cruelty laws as well. According to the Animal Welfare Act of 2006, the United Kingdom passed a law where cruelty to animal is a criminal offense, which one may be jailed up to 51 weeks if convicted, which also may be fined £20,000. In Japan, the Welfare and Management Animals Act stipulates that no person can kill, injure, inflict any type of cruelty to animals without due course of any kind, whether it be a pig, a duck, a bird, a cow. No kind of animal can be afflicted upon without due course. Michael Vick is a quarterback now for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was the first famous person to be convicted publicly of animal cruelty charges. At the time, Michael Vick was playing for the Atlanta Falcons when he was convicted of the cruelty to animals, which was dogs, because of the dog fighting and the way the animals were living. While Michael Vick had a lot of money and a lot of power and a lot of wealth and a lot of prestige, what he did was still wrong, and his money and his wealth and his power did not excuse him for the crime that he committed. Cruelty to animals is cruelty to animals in any shape, form, or fashion. Many exotic animals are banned from the United States because of their aggressive behavior. This decision was made on behalf of the Humane Society because of the unfair training and handling methods used on these animals. Exotic animals are mostly animals that live in the deserts or live on safaris, or it's hard to train these animals. By training these animals, you have to cage them down or go without feeding them in order to get control over them. And this is inhumane by doing this. So the Humane Society realized this was going on in order to train these animals for them to be able to be pets. So they banned these animals from the United States. I feel an animal's life is just as important as a human life. They breathe air just as we do. They reproduce just as we do. They feed their children just as we do. No one, not even an animal, should be abused, neglected, or tortured. Everything and everyone should have the right to life. Choose life. Become a volunteer at the American Humane Society. Adopt a pet from your local animal shelter. It's many things you can do to contribute to the life of animals and not be cruel toward animals. Animals are to be loved, just as we love our children. I love my son. I wouldn't do anything to hurt him. And most people treat their pets as children. For a lot of people, pets are their children. And, you know, just as you love your child, love your pet. Don't kick them. You wouldn't kick your son. You wouldn't kick your daughter. Don't slap them. You wouldn't slap your son. You wouldn't slap your daughter. Animals need love just as we do. Thank you.